This next game is called the up-down game, and it's one of those games that feels too easy to be effective. So the way to play this game is to have your dog in front of you in any position. They can be sitting, standing, lying down, doesn't matter. And you're gonna place a piece of food on the ground between you. They're gonna eat the food, and then once they orient back toward you, you're gonna mark yes and put another piece of food back on the ground, and just keep repeating that cycle. So what I mean by orient toward you is your dog doesn't necessarily have to give you eye contact. They just need to orient their head back toward you. Their attention comes back toward you. So if they go down to the ground to get the food and their head comes back up toward you, you can mark yes and place another piece of food. You don't need to wait until they give you eye contact. So if they look away and then come back, yes, and place a piece of food on the ground. You're gonna see examples of both in the following clip. Okay, so to get started here, I'm gonna place a piece of food on the ground. She chooses to lie down, and that's fine. So as soon as she's looking away, she looks back at me, I say yes, and place another piece of food on the ground. She looks right at me, I say yes, and another piece of food. Yes, another piece of food. Again, she doesn't have to make eye contact with me, although she's making nice eye contact here. It's a pretty simple game. She looks away, and then as soon as she looks back, I say yes and place another piece of food, and that's it. The purpose of this exercise is just to practice that motor pattern of looking at something and looking back at you, looking at something and looking back at you. In this case, we're making it super easy, and we're putting a piece of food on the ground to look at and to get, and then to come back to you, down and back up, hence the up-down game. But that motor pattern is going to be applied to our training later on when your dog is looking toward their triggers and then looking back at you. So I promise it all has a purpose.